All right. Are we rolling? Is the stream working? It looks like it's kind of working to me. What? No, it's not working. Is me lights? What in tarnation? Manually turning on my lights? What a drag. Uh-oh, what do you mean, uh-oh? Is it trash? Is it garbage? Is the stream quality trash? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I've got I'm so worried with all these internet problems. I feel like I don't trust our internet at all. It's just my remote. My remote's broken. What's up with my remote? Look at you awake bright and early. New battery. I just got this though. My remote doesn't work. Upsetty spaghetti. Alright. Today I print this. I think I've got like 15 or so sheets torn. Let me see. This is my stack of papers. Many papers. What's up, Carmen? Good morning. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've got 16 sheets torn here. So maximum this will be an edition of 16. If I don't mess any up, which would be miraculous. I bet I lose at least one or two. So sheets of paper already, and this is the Thai Kozo paper that I really enjoy. I got these torn the other day. It took me like an hour to tear all those. And I also ran a quick proof of this block. You can see it's kind of got a little bit of a blue tint to it, and that's because I ran a quick proof. Here is a test print. So this is just my proof where I got some blue nail paint on there. But this is just where I see where all the mistakes are, right? Where it needs to be carved into more. And I did clean this up a bit. I cleaned up a bunch here in the sky, or in the lake with the tentacles. What else did I do? I think I carved a bit down here around the tentacles. I definitely made all of this line work down in the little guy whiter. So the line work down here will be a little more bold in the final print, I believe. But I think that's about it. It was mostly fine. I don't know about this little tug, these little tug marks. I thought I would widen them, but I actually think they might be okay with how many of them there are. So that's the proof. I evicted my previous strawberry prints from my hanging line back there. Those are finished as well. I have a little set of these. I will take some photographs. I'll probably do a live stream where I like sign and edition these in the future. Kind of a chill one where I'm not printing. That's what I worked on previously. That was the first print I made on the stream. Wowie! They're finally dry. They took well over a week to dry. I guess like a couple days. It was probably like 9 days-ish to dry. Which was a long time. Yeah, it took them long enough for real skis. I've got to get powered up from my coffee. I'm going to set up my station here. Got my spoon. Palette knife. I need to go grab some paper towels. Paper towels. I'll be back. Paper towels acquired. Yeah, grab yourself some coffee, Carmen. What is the go-to coffee drink for you? I just drink a straight espresso shot, and it's lovely. All right, do I have everything? What am I missing? Today I actually put a piece of paper down here, a piece of watercolor paper, so I can easily see if I get black ink on there. I know what I'm missing. My ink. Silly. I'm missing my ink and oh, there was something else I was thinking. Oh, my toothbrush. Ink and toothbrush. Ink. Toothbrush. This isn't the bitch and brew, Christina. This is the big deal. The big deal Starbucks. Don't worry, we didn't buy it from Starbucks. We didn't give them any money. It's good to know that this inking, like the setup for this ink, can't go worse than it went the first time. Right? It's good to know that. Okay. Today I'm going to be using this Super Graphic Black Speedball ink. Big fan of this ink. Big fan of all the Speedball Professional inks. I started with water-based ink, and I think it's good for starting, but I quickly grew to hate it. I found that it forced me to rush too fast when I was printing, and I like how relaxed the process of printing with oil-based inks is. So since I have used this Speedball Professional ink, and I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. All right, I will scoop myself a little bit of this black. I imagine I will scoop out some more ink maybe halfway through or so. I'm not going to try to put out like enough ink for all 16 prints right now. This ink is looking a little globby right now. Hopefully I can smooth that out. A little glob go gab galabby. I should start fishing for the Speedball sponsorship. Alright, I'm going to be very clean today. I'm going to be a very clean lad. I am the glob go gab galab, the schwabble double gobble wobble flibba blubba blab. He is the yeast of thoughts and minds. Alright. I'm ready for this. I'm going to zoom out ever so slightly. Voila. Alright. I think I've got everything. I am going to take off my rings. I've learned to take off the rings every time I print. The ink gets all inside the crevices of the rings and such. It's a bad dealio. Papers. I'll put the papers up here. The toothbrush is for the block. I don't know if you can really see this, but in some areas, like down in the crevices where I've done my carving, sounds bad? What sounds bad? Is the sound struggling? Is it the microphone? I just try to brush out all those little debris in the crevices. Oh, the ring thing. Yes, yes. It's awful. It's an atrocious feeling. Alright, I'm just going to brush all the little debris out of there. Try to scrape it clean. Are you back on Wi-Fi, Christina? I am paranoid because I don't want to lose all this, you know? I don't want this to not be working and go on to like roll out my first prints. I would be sad if I lost my first prints of this block. I'm glad I did that because there are a good number of debris out here. And if you don't do this, those little specks get mixed into your ink and they get pressed onto the prints. And it's not the worst thing in the world, but I just don't prefer it. That's the good news bears. Yeah, it says the stream quality is excellent. Even with you on the Fi. So I think you're fine. I think you're fine. Oh. Alright. Here we go. I think I'm ready. So I will take my brayer and I will roll out the ink for the first time here. Try to get a nice thin sheet. I'm gonna move the microphone so you get some of these nice sounds. Oh, it's looking nice and juicy. Okay. The brayer is saturated. Block time. Blocky walkie. I'll try to get this on here nice and evenly. Try to go in all different directions. I'm going to need to pick up some more ink here. But because this is oil-based ink, I don't have to do this fast. I can take my time and just kind of chill, you know? I really appreciate that about the oil ink. I can already see that I'm getting a little bit of chatter inside the mouth of my main guy here, which might be annoying, might be fine. I'm gonna try to not ruin my first print. I feel like the first one is the one that's most likely for me to ruin. The chatter refers to this little stuff, Carmen. These little bits. You see these little dots, like up in the sky, the little white dots where they didn't quite print entirely, or like down here, these little dots. That's called chatter. Not really striations. It's just like this little, yeah, just these little dots, these little white dots where the block doesn't press down completely. Chatter. This is looking pretty decent. I already rolled out all that ink that I poured out. I'm kind of really surprised about that. Okay. This looks good to me. This might be a little under inked. We'll see. I'll get up close so you can see all that ink. It looks to be pretty even. I got a little bit of ink on my page. I'm gonna try to stay as clean as I can here and keep my hands all wiped off. Keep this ink off the paper. Ooh. Thank you, thank you. I'm excited to see it printed on my Kozo paper though. So now, moment of truth. First sheet. I'll take my block. Okay. Now let's see. This is my favorite part. I think this will be decent. This is where again I'm using an oil ink, so I will just take my time here and go as slow as I want. I'm not really in any rush. I don't need to complete all 16 of these prints today. So I just want to prioritize making sure all these prints are good without wasting too many of my supplies. I'm gonna have to order more paper soon. The reason I really like this, one of the reasons I really like this Thai Kozo paper is because you can really instantly see your image registering through the paper. It's so thin. So you can see which areas you need to press further. And I'm super lo-fi with this. I just like to use a spoon. I think it's like that, yeah, KOZO. You can check, it's underneath the paper is underneath the sofa, Christina. All right. I think this is decent. I'm gonna press quite a bit up here by this fine detail in the tug. But I also don't want to go too crazy. I'm gonna call it done. Actually. Okay. Quite clean. Hold on. So this turned out quite nice. Wow. Interesting. So we do still have a lot of this chatter did remain. It's not as, I guess it's not as noticeable as it was with the blue one. There's not as much of the chatter, but and it's smaller. It almost looks like film grain. Yeah, I'm happy with this one. That one is good. All right, first print that is going on the hanging line. Alrighty. Oh, this is exciting. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You did nail the spelling. I'm pleased with this. I think this is gonna go fine. So I'm just going to crank out a bunch of these. This is why I love printmaking. There's exciting moments where you get to test new things, and then there are moments where you don't have to think all that creatively, and you can kind of just repeat the same motions over and over again. So here I get to lock in and make a bunch of these prints now that I know that everything is good. I'm going to put a little bit more ink than I did on the last one on this next print. And I'm definitely going to pour out a bigger bead of ink here. This block is a 4x6, so it's quite large. Or it's one of my larger ones. Usually I do smaller prints. And it's also a lot of black. Like if you look at this, there are some areas of like large uninterrupted black space, which I honestly don't know if I love. That might be a criticism I have of this block, is like there's a lot of black space down through here. I almost wish I would have taken this water line here and kind of made it gradient downwards, so it was like white up here at the top, and if I kind of wish I would have kept carving into it almost like hatching, and made it slowly get darker as the water goes deeper here. It is kind of a lot of black space, but that's another reason why this is eating up so much ink. We should bring our peach drops to the lake. That would be yummy wummy. All right. Wonderful. I might have gotten a little too much ink on this one. We'll see though, maybe not. I did say I wanted to put more ink on this one than the last. Okay, we good? Print number 2. I almost just dropped that right in my ink pile. Alright. Rubby wubby time. Ha. It's gonna be hard to print these when I start making larger prints. I want to make some big ones, like maybe some like 9x12s or larger. I'm gonna have to reconsider my printing method when I do a bigger size. Might need to find a real printmaking studio or something. Yeah, I think this one's gonna be better. The ink that I rolled onto this block looked a little fresher, I will say. I definitely rolled more ink on this one, so we'll see how that affects this image. I don't think I lost much detail, though. One thing I've noticed with the oil-based ink is if you over-ink it, I don't think you lose as much detail as you do with the water-based ink. I don't know why, but the images just seem to look crisper when they're slightly over-inked. Alright, I think I've pretty much rubbed everywhere, more or less evenly. Let's peel this one. Oh yes. Oh yes. No! Oh, look what I've done. Oh, I'm so upset. How did I manage that? It was my hands. You see? I told you. I told you I would do this. I'm gonna go wash my hands again. I'm really sad that I got a smudge on this one. It's otherwise perfect. Oh, I cry. What don't you think the spoon probably isn't the best method. Like, I know what I'm looking for, but it just looks good. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was clumsy. I was clumsy there. That is pretty sad. Oh well, it's so small, you know? Oh well. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll hang this one, then I'll wash my hands. Yep. My hands are now squeaky clean. Squeaky clean. I'm gonna check before every print now. Okay. We're cruising now. Ooh, I'm not liking some of the, I'm getting some little specks of ink. Hold on. Getting some little specks of ink. That's disrupting my... my flow here. Like little dried up wads of ink that I'm not enjoying. Alright. Yeah, there's one on my brayer too. Okay. We back at it. I've already got ink on my hand again. See that? It's like the first dollar. It's like Mr. Krabs' first dollar with the white paint. It really is. Okay. Use your saliva. Look at this. This is crazy. Come on, Kenzo. I'm not going to use my saliva because what if somebody wants one of these? And then they just have like a block that's been handled with my saliva fingers. Or a paper, I mean. And I don't know if too many people want that. Alright. Okay. I think my hands are clean. I think. I think my hands are still clean. So far, so good. So far, so good. They could clone me. I don't want them to clone me. They're gonna turn me into AI. When I die, I want you to run all of my audio clips and everything that I've ever posted out into the internet, feed that all to an AI, and try to keep me alive through AI clone. Will you do that for me? Yeah. Oh, it's truly a nightmare to think about. All right. I might also just be getting ink on my hands through handling the back of this block. I think it might be seeping through a little bit as the ink is absorbed by the paper. That could be it, because I'm now noticing that there's ink on my left hand and that was clean before. Okie dokie. Artichoke. And voila. No ink smudges on this baby. This one is clean as can be. Very good. It'll make good content too for the content farm. You're right, Christina. Alright, I'm going to continue to try... I'm going to try to stay on top of the ink on my hands situation. This is just crazy. I mean, one print and my hands are all coated. I wonder, maybe like those wipes? Like those wipes that have some disinfectant-ish on there. That could be a good studio investment, because this is wild, and I'm messy. All right. And back to the block. Ink is doing its job, it's true. That is the biggest battle. My biggest battle in printmaking when printing used to be time. It used to be feeling like I had to rush while the ink dried out on the block. Now that I'm using the oil ink, my biggest enemy is cleanliness and keeping the ink off of my fingers. That's the biggest battle for me. Ooh. There's a little speck that's gotten inside his eyeball here. You see that? That little speck in the eye? I really don't want that to print. I removed it, but the ink is still down there. Eyeball surgery. I might have to wash off my block after this print. We'll see. I'll try to rub this one lightly around the eye to try to keep that ink out of there. Okay. Ever so lightly around the eyeball area. I'm going to try not pressing as hard this time. Maybe I'm pressing too hard. That's why the ink's seeping through. I do tend to use too much force with these things. Like when I crochet, Christina can attest, my shit is always, it's always got too much tension. Maybe I'll chill out a little bit on this one. Okay. That feels pretty good. I think that's pretty good coverage. A look-see. Pretty clean. Yeah, and I didn't get that little speck in the eye that I was worried about. Thanks, Christina. I'm thinking about changing my shop into a crochet shop. Four down. Have you done any crochet, Carmen? All right, I do need to wash off this block at this point because look at that first yummy. The M has totally filled in, so I gotta fix that. That actually is a real problem. I feel like you would like it. It does seem very mathematical. I am absolute trash at it. Crochet is very much not my thing, I've discovered. Alright, I've got to actually get a thing with soap on here to scrub some of this off. So I'll be back with a better paper towel. Look at this. This looks evil. He looks way more evil now. God. The character in the middle. Off you go, ink. Luckily this ink isn't that hard to wipe off. You just need a little bit of soap, a little bit of water, and some paper towels, and you can scoop most of it off. Dear God. The darkness consumes, yeah. Horrifying stuff. Alright. Alright. Look at how horrifying this looks. Alright. Now I will get a dry towel and just dry off the top, and then I'll give the whole thing a rinse and we'll be ready for part 2. Dry paper towel. dry out the inside of these faces. Trying to really get my paper towel down into the crevices. Mostly got off the surface there. Now I will go over to the sink, and this is where I take my handy dandy toothbrush, and I'll just scrub the inside there and try to get out that last little bit. I'll be back with a clean block in like 1 minute. Alrighty. Clean as can be. It could actually definitely be cleaner, but that's okay. Okie dokie. All right. Back to it. Again, might need some fresh ink here. It's feeling very tacky. A little concerned about this. This ink looks really tacky. I wonder if it just kind of dried up around the edges where I scooped my ink from. I've never had this problem with this ink before. I honestly cannot tell how this is looking. I'll just try it. Pourquoi pas? We'll just try it. Dirty hands, of course. As per usual. Okay. This will be interesting. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Doesn't look too bad. twist her around. Okay. Juste comme ça. Please be halfway decent. Oh, it's fine. This ink felt really weird on the block, and it is a little light, actually. Like up here it's a bit light, the inking. Look at all that chatter up in the sky. Down here it's fine. Really weird. I think my ink might be... I'm gonna have to inspect this ink and like take out any dried up chunks. I'm quite annoyed that like it's already getting all like splotchy, this ink. I feel like I just got it and it's already drying out. Oh dear. I just got a big thing in my ink. Alright. I think I'm actually going to end this stream here, and in the meanwhile, I will roll out some more of these prints. I do want to do this full stack of these. But I don't want to do them all with this ink if it's going to be all splotchy. I think I have to go in and fish out all these. Look at this ink here. A lot of this is fine, but I think some of this is kind of drying out, and it made this printing experience very troublesome and annoying because when it gets super thick like this, it's impossible for it to not get down in those crevices. Yeah, so I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm going to have to figure out my inks. I feel like this stream would be boring if the majority of it was just me washing off my blocks constantly. Because that's what I'm going to have to do now again, is wash off my block. I can tell that if I make another print off of this, it's going to be gross. I'm definitely going to get a subpar print if I try to roll another print off of this block now. And with this ink currently, like, it looks like I'm gonna have to do that after every print, and that's gonna be really boring to watch. Well, thank you. Yeah, nice to catch you, Carmen. Thanks for stopping by. I will be doing more streams in the future, but I am out for now. Peace out.